What's up guys, Smith here, back again as promised with a new daily Nasdaq update video. We are pushing into all the trend liquidity to the left. And maybe today we are also gonna push towards new all-time highs, because for the third time in a row the S&P 500 took all-time highs and the Nasdaq didn't. First time was over here. There was an S&P with the all-time high, and as you all know, we got this dump down, needing more liquidity from the lows, and then we got a pump up. Second time was right here. We had a liquidity grab from the first bit of trend liquidity to the left, but S&P 500 made a new all-time high. Once again, S&P, and we got a reaction towards support. And from this support, on Friday, we pumped up, and on Monday we continued to move. Right now we took out some more liquidity to the left. We are rejecting from this liquidity point after taking out the extreme, as you can see, and we are just continuing our higher time frame buy model we are in right now. And maybe this push can bring us towards new all-time highs on the Nasdaq as well. Let's zoom in on what happened Monday and Tuesday in the live stream, and maybe even in my video on Monday. I don't think so. No, I think in the live stream of yesterday I pointed out this 4-hour PD array. That was a zone what I was watching yesterday. Yes, it was yesterday, because we rejected this high. Let me zoom in a bit. We rejected this high in the AM session of Monday. Tuesday, in the London session, we rejected the AM high that rejected this high. So it was more bearish than bullish. Price was telling me that we needed more liquidity from the lows. We had some really nice build-up trend liquidity on the lows, so there was enough to target. And of course, price has to stop at some place, and that place for me was this 4-hour PD array. We were somewhat wrong, because we rejected this last low, your last liquidity from this move, and we barely closed above this 4-hour PD array. Is this bad? Not necessarily, because this just meant that this was enough liquidity for the market to continue its move. Would it have been nicer if we took out this low? Of course, because right now we are leaving behind equals. And as we all know, equals can be a magnet for the market to later take out. But for that we'll have to see, and we will get our local confirmations that that is gonna happen. Right now it is just up until proven otherwise, and we are once again in a local buy model as well. We took out a nice liquidity point right here and rejected a major liquidity point, and that is why London has been moving down after a move up first, indicating we're gonna need more liquidity from the lows. As you can see, there's a nice end dog to look for support, and maybe even the Asia low to take out. Let's quickly see if the S&P took out Asia low. No, pretty much the same thing, also holding support in this end dog. As I said, it is up until proven otherwise. We are in a buy model, so we want to look for buys. This is also my first PY zone to look for those longs. Why? Because of the 2 times we rejected this high and couldn't move further into this trend liquidity, this just becomes a major supply, and if you flip it, resistance support zone. So this is my first support zone. If we fail to hold here, let me draw a line at the bottom. If we fail to hold here, my next level to look at is this, in confluence with everything to the left right here, as you can see. Also just a support zone. If you can't move up from here, I think it is pretty likely we can move towards the equals on the lows, and we just need more liquidity. So lose this level, go to this level. If we lose this level, we can maybe look towards the equals. But the local price action will tell us everything. These are just 2 zones I'm looking to continue my move. The most juicy place to do this would obviously be this place, with the Asia low to take out end-to-end dog, we can hold a support in combination with these old liquidity highs. So let's zoom in a bit. Maybe we can already see if we have some confluences to look for a local long in the coming macros. Some sellers right here stepped in to try to sell towards the Asia low. When a big move like this has happened, no really fueling up. Bit of profit taking here, but not really fueling up. To continue the move, you need to take out internal / local liquidity. Well, you did that right here with getting in sellers, took the sellers out, and from there we have just continued our down move. Right now we're building up nice local liquidity on the highs that can hopefully leave open when we take out the Asia low. Of course, we don't have to take out the Asia low. We can also just reject it and put in the higher low from here to make a new higher high. And every bit of liquidity that was built up right here was enough for the market to reverse back up again. So we're building up some nice local liquidity on the highs. Don't really have any structure in this move. Your highest time frame structure on the 3-minute would be here, but that is way too high. We can already get confluences for longs right here. Then your high to break of this local price range would be this high. If you break this high, you can expect to put in a higher low and a new higher high, so you can look for an entry right here. Keep in mind, a wick is not a break of structure and is just a liquidity hunt, and means we can still target the lows. So locally speaking, this will be your high to break. If we can manage to break this high, leave open our lows, maybe some internal manipulation with the people that started buying here, because if we're gonna gain this high from here, then a lot of stop losses are gonna be collected here from the people that started breakout trading. If you can manipulate this low with leaving open this low, that would be a really nice entry for us. If this isn't gonna happen, we're gonna wait for the local price action to be formed when we take out the Asia low, or maybe even the low below the Asia low. So right now, that is my local plan. And if we fail to hold there, I'm looking for longs at this place, and maybe we can get a short towards these lows over here. But longs are preferred because it's up until proven otherwise, and we don't want to play against our bias. So that will be it for the Nasdaq today. If you enjoyed this video, leave behind a like, subscribe to the channel to be updated on the live streams, new videos. And if you like the way I'm analyzing, me and my trading partner Trader Cage have a Discord community. It's completely free, no strings attached. We don't only trade Nasdaq, we also trade crypto. We chart the stocks. So if you want to join a community with like-minded traders, I would love to see you there. And then this will be it for this video, and I will see you again later. Ciao!